Hello, my name is Jeff, and today I'll be walking you through MeiGray's population reports and how to use them. Here at MeiGray, we strive to provide the collecting community with a fast and easy way to view inventory jerseys from previous seasons and programs. You can use the information provided in this video to learn more about game-worn jerseys from the NHL, PHF, and NWHL. If you've never accessed one of our population reports, you're going to want to go to MeiGray.com and find the Authentication tab. It's located on the top right on desktop, and on mobile, you're going to need to click the menu drop-down icon located at the top of the page. Once you've opened up the Authentication tab, hover down and click the Population Report from the drop-down menu. From here, you'll see a list of every population report that we have available for the NHL, PHF, and NWHL. It goes as far back as the 2002-2003 NHL season. To open up a population report, you'll want to click on the desired year and it'll automatically download the file onto your device. For the purposes of this video, we're going to use the 2021-22 NHL population report. So let's go ahead and click that, and you'll see that the file has now downloaded. As a note, you're going to need to have Microsoft Excel or a similar program to open the file. Once you've opened up the population report, you're going to be met with a lot of information that's hard to digest if you don't know where to look. So let's walk through this together. The first thing I want to point out to you is the bottom left. There are three tabs: Set Dates, Population Report by Player, and Population Report by Number. Let's click on that first tab, Set Dates. This tab has a complete list of all our partner teams' set dates. Throughout the season, our NHL director communicates with equipment staff on when sets begin and end, as well as different promotional nights throughout the year. You're going to find all this information conveniently placed with dates, opponents, jersey styles worn, and comments on when sets end, promotional nights, and other important information. The next tab we're going to take a look at is the Report by Player tab, which alphabetically lists players by last name. This tab makes player-specific information easily accessible to learn how many jerseys a player wore, style of jerseys worn, and even sizes and other minute details. It's also great if you're looking to buy a MeiGray tag jersey on the secondary market and the seller did not provide the MeiGray tag number. The last tab is the Report by Tag Number, which lists all of our MeiGray tag numbers used throughout the season. You can use this tab to search directly for a given tag number, or if you want to scroll through and see what jerseys were tagged with what numbers. For the purposes of this video, I'll be using the Report by Player tab so we have easy access to a list of all the jerseys a player was issued and used. Now, this page may look daunting at first, but I promise that the information is very easy to break down once you know how to. So on the far left, you'll see the tag numbers. These will correspond to the tags sewn inside the jerseys of our partner teams even before they hit the ice. Next to that, we can see teams, player names, and then jersey numbers. All of these are pretty self-explanatory sections. To the right of those is color, which is where you'll find the jersey style, color, and any special information. If you want a quicker way to digest this information, the set column simplifies this information down to a single number or number and letter codes. Then you can see the size of the jersey, and the last column is any notes or comments regarding the jersey in question. Information here will include things such as player sets, warm-up jerseys, where the jersey ended up if it was part of an NHL deal, or other important details. For our first case study, let's take a look at New Jersey Devils captain, Nico Hischier. Now we can either scroll down using the scroll on the right side of the screen, or we can Control F and type in Hischier and click enter. So we're brought right to Nico Hischier's jerseys from the 21-22 season. Now, from this page, we can see we have 12 jerseys logged for Hischier for the 21-22 NHL season. But we're going to be looking specifically at his third set one with C, MeiGray tag number U06956. When we switch to the Set Dates tab, keeping third set one for the New Jersey Devils in mind, we can see that the Devils wore their third set one jerseys for 7 games between December 8th, 2021 and February 15th, 2022. This is where it's important to bring in a third-party game log from the player to know exactly which games the jersey was worn. You can use sites such as NHL.com, ESPN.com, and Hockey Reference. Personally, I use the player stats available on NHL.com. So when we go to Nico Hischier's stats section, select game logs and change it to regular season 2021-22, we can now see Nico's stats for the entire season. But we want to look specifically for those 7 third set 1 games from the set tab that we know of. What we come to find is that Hischier missed the December 18th game at Detroit because of injury. Injuries, trades, and healthy scratches are all important reasons to double check a player's stats against the set dates. Now, staying with the New Jersey Devils, let's take a look at Riley Walsh. when we pull up Walsh's stats from NHL.com, we can see that he made his NHL debut on April 26th at the Ottawa Senators. When we look at the Devils' set dates from 21-22, you can see that would put the jersey in question in white set 2. However, when we go over to the population report by player and look up Riley Walsh, we can see that he made his NHL debut in white set 1. This can often be confusing, but there's a very good reason for this, so let me explain. When a team announces their camp and preseason rosters, the team will make up a jersey for each player to have on hand. When a player is cut or sent back down to the minors, the team keeps those jerseys to be used in case of emergencies. Walsh did not have a new jersey made up for him for each set, so when he made his impromptu NHL debut on April 26th, the equipment manager used the white set 1 jersey they had on hand. A situation like this is an important reason to remember that the population report that we provide is not a rule of law, but rather it's a guide for collectors and for us at MeiGray to understand and keep track of what jerseys are being worn when. Finally, we'll take one more look at the importance of set date calendars. Let's scroll down to the Washington Capitals and take a look at their Red Set 2 dates. As you can see, Red Set 2 starts the game after Red Set 1 ends, so the first game is December 19th versus the Los Angeles Kings, and the set goes until March 28th, 2022 versus the Carolina Hurricanes. However, when we take a look at March 25th against the Buffalo Sabres, you'll notice in the comments section that the Capitals wore a red jersey for their player set. This is a one-game set, but what it means is that the Capitals' Red Set 2 jerseys were not worn in this game against the Sabres. Interruptions in sets can happen throughout the year, whether it be for player sets, promotional nights, retirement nights, or other things. Cross-referencing the Set Dates tab will help guide you on when your jerseys were actually worn. Before I leave you to explore all the information from each of our population reports, we want to remind you once again that the set dates are simply a guide. They are not a rule of law, and there is potential that a player or players will deviate from the current set date. Things happen, such as backup jerseys get used, jerseys are worn as part of the NHL Upper Deck agreement, so they can be cut up into cards, and others. We always recommend doing your research before buying a game-worn jersey, especially from the secondary market. Being informed as a buyer is one of the best things you can do for yourself in the game-worn hobby. And that's it. That's how you can use the population report for any season and program that we have available. And each one has its own notes and details to help you keep track of when your game-worn jerseys were worn. If you have any questions regarding items authenticated by MeiGray, or you want to have some of your game-worn collection be authenticated, you can email us at sales@meigray.com for more information. That's it from me, so remember, get real, get it from MeiGray.